G'day guys, it's your old pal Nico here from the Bulldog Fanatic, and today's video we're previewing the Western Bulldogs vs GWS Giants game. Round 1 baby, officially round 1 at Marvel Stadium, Saturday 1:15. Let's get into it. So yes, the Bulldogs obviously coming off that terrific win against the Lions at the Gabba, opening up by 5 points, while the Giants got a massive win against the Hawks by about 40 points or so. It was a big surprising win considering they're very undermanned, but maybe it also shows that Hawthorn aren't that great either, especially in the midfield. But yeah, it was a great win by the Giants, and we can't underestimate them, because when the Giants have their backs against the wall, they're a very, very dangerous side, and that's one thing I'm going to be wary of heading into the game on Saturday. So yeah, both teams in unbelievable form, coming off very, very good wins, so it should make it a very fascinating contest. So changes for the Bulldogs are Artie Jones comes out unfortunately with that concussion last week, and Jordan Croft also comes out due to injury. I think he was dealing with soreness in the hip rib area last week, so yeah, kind of makes sense. And in comes Riley Sanders, who was very good in the preseason game against Hawthorn. And in comes debutant Will Lewis, who was signed up as an SSP player only a few weeks ago, and he's got the number 28. He's wearing the number 28, and he's a 195cm key forward. That was part of the triumphant Footscray Bulldog Premiership last year in the VFL, and he was a big reason why. So I like for replacement for Jordan Croft, who's also a key forward. So we've replaced Artie Jones with a midfielder essentially. So we don't have many smalls in the game on Saturday, which is interesting. I don't hate it, so should be interesting how we set up in the forward line and the midfield. So it's just some details on Will Lewis. He's very good at ground level. He reminds me of Aaron Norton, and Aaron Norton takes a lot of pack marks, so that's a really good sign. And he's a very selfless player and can play a bit of ruck if needed to be. So I think I know he's talented as Jordan Croft, but he is old. He's like 26 years old, so very a mature age. So I'm excited to see how he goes under the roof at Marvel tomorrow. So very, very exciting. So the Giants have made no changes going into this game, unchanged from last week. But my God, they've got so many injuries on their injury list. They got 7 to 8 best 22 players not playing, including guys that are out for the year in Darcy Jones, Josh Kelly, and Tom Green. And key defender Sam Taylor out of a hamstring. They're also missing star key forward Aaron Cadman, and really good role player who could tag on his day, Toby Bedford. So they are missing a lot of good players. On paper, we are stronger, but that's on paper. You got to play the game out tomorrow. So, being good on paper doesn't always translate to wins, as I've experienced as a Dogs fan the last 4 years. So the expectations will be high on us tomorrow. We are the favourites, this game. Everyone's expecting us to win, unlike last week where no one was really expecting us to win. So I'm actually more nervous for this game than last week, because most of the pressure will be on us. It won't be as much pressure on the Giants given their injury list, and it's at Marvel. Just because the Giants have a lot of room doesn't mean they're still very talented. They're still very talented across the ground. Like Clayton Oliver, his first game for the Giants, he was really good last week, 27 disposals, and kind of looked like his old self again, which is good to see for the competition. Stephen Kilio looked really good, even though he's been injury erupted and he's getting older the last few years. He was also really good playing half forward, mid, and of course, in a contract year, Jake Stringer kicked 5 goals. 4. He could have kicked 8 or 9, but my God. That man in a contract is like Gary Ablett Sr., bloody hell. He is just terrifying. So they do have match winners. And of course, they still have Jesse Hogan and Toby Green. Oh, Toby Green. If he's not a laid out tomorrow, this will be the first time Toby Green has played at Marvel Stadium since this.
A free kick, and we're about to find out. Well, I reckon he's allowed to do that with his intent to mark the footy. You're allowed.
So yeah, Toby Green, don't be a wuss, mate. Embrace it. Embrace that you're here. Don't be laid out due to some general soreness, okay? You got to play, mate. It's been far too long you playing the Bulldogs at Marvel. You will get booed. I hope the Doggies crowd does boo him. I don't know if I will, but he's got to embrace it, man. He's got to embrace it. You know, we all know about the rivalry between he and the Giants, and he and Bonds at the centre of it. They don't like each other. They did, they did bond a lot in the state of origin. Both playing for Victoria, but now they're back on their own respective sides. Oh, the hatred will be there between those two, and hopefully between the Dogs and the Giants. We got some milestones tomorrow. Tomorrow is Ed Richards' 150th game. So, congratulations, Edward, my favorite redhead. That's name is Ed. So yeah, 150 games, drafted in 2017. He had a slowish start to his career. Just we couldn't find a role for him. Well, Bever couldn't find a role for him. He was playing half forward, then wing. Then we settled him at half back from 2022 all the way to early 2024, and then round 6 2024. After Liver went down for concussion the previous week, he was playing inside mid, and the rest to say is history. All Australian last year, and won his first Charlie Sutton medal last year. And so, i.e. the Bulldogs' best and fairest. So, yeah, he's had a really, really interesting but a great career, and he's just getting better. He's in the prime of his career at 26 years old. It's gonna hopefully have another great 150 games from Edward. Also, 50th game to James O'Donnell, of course, Category B rookie, son of Simon O'Donnell, cricketer and former footballer. James O'Donnell's had a very unique career so far, but we've settled him as a key back, probably for the last, 30 odd games of his career, and he's slowly getting there. Hopefully turns to a number one key defender in the next few years and takes on all the big boys, and hopefully becomes a really good lockdown and intercepting defender. And also, happy 50 games to Oscar Baker as well. 50 games in total between the D's and the Dogs. He's also had quite a unique career as like a journeyman, but I'm glad he's getting regular games with the Bulldogs at the back end of last year and to start this year. So good luck to all those boys in their milestone games on Saturday, and hopefully we get the chocolates for them. So final thoughts. Well, I think it's going to be a really good contest. I don't think we're going to smash them by 88 points like we did last time we met at Marvel Stadium late last year. But I'm hoping, guys like Sam Darcy, Aaron Norton have better games, especially Darcy. I didn't think he was amazing, but under the roof and with no Sam Taylor, I think he can kick a bag tomorrow. I think he can kick a bag, and let's hope we don't concede 100 points again, because more often than not, when you concede 100 points, you're going to lose. We got away with it last week because we scored really well, but I don't like playing Russian roulette, conceding 100 points every week. I don't want to do that against the really good sides. And I still think the Giants are a pretty decent side. So we cannot take them lightly. We can't get carried away with what happened last week. We've got to keep our foot on the throttle, The best sides go on, from a great win. They just keep going. They just keep going like that. So that's what we're going to do. I think we'll win tomorrow, but I don't think it'll be easy at all. So yeah, I'm really excited for tomorrow's game, and hopefully we get up. If we lose, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. But hopefully a lot of you guys that are watching, that are Doggies fans, are going to the game tomorrow, our first home game of the season. So I'm very, very excited. Always excited to go to the games, but also nervous because if we lose, it's more humiliating losing when you're at the ground. Tell me about it. It's much worse than watching on telly. But anyways, hopefully the Dogs win. My review will come out probably straight after the game or on Sunday. So yeah, hopefully you guys watch the game and enjoy the game. And as always, go you mighty Bulldogs. See you next time.